Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all having an amazing day. I wanted to start this video off by just saying thank you to everyone who watched my last video on Tourette's and commented on it, because the comments on that video were so nice. It made me feel like we had like a little community going on. And that I did notice a few comments, I don't know if they're still there now. I feel like they came through on my email but didn't actually show up on YouTube, and sometimes it happens, I don't really know why. But basically saying that they didn't think that I had tics because they couldn't see them in the video. And I just wanted to say, like, I don't care other people's opinions. I'm literally diagnosed with them. Like, trust me, I wish I didn't have them too. I don't want them. But you see a really edited version of a video that I make. I can get all my tics out and then suppress it while I'm talking. And then they get bad when I know that I'm gonna like cut the camera sort of thing. So that is why that happens. I also think because I'm talking about my tics, I notice them more. So like I tend not to do it more because we're talking about tics, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does, but I did want to clear that up. I look very greasy today. Oh, it's probably because I am. To be fair, I have been to the gym. So yeah, I thought I'd do this video because my last video is very much my story about my Tourette's, me. This one's just gonna be a bit more general, I think, questions and things that people want to know about Tourette's. Also, if you are new to this video and didn't watch my other one, I don't have Tourette's, I have tics. So I have just motor, not vocal, so that's why it's tics, not Tourette's, but I feel like I relate to exactly the same issues as if I had Tourette's. I have the same amount of feeling towards it, if that makes any sense. We go through the same challenges. Anyway, the first question is, what is the biggest challenge of having tics or having Tourette's? And for me, I personally struggle with not thinking that everyone is watching me and everyone is noticing them. Like, I can find if I'm in a group situation, I'm focused on everyone else noticing my tics, even though they're probably not. I also really struggle when people point out my tics to me and go like, oh, like, I don't know, like, I notice you're twitching or like something like that. And it makes me realise that, oh, these tics must be so much worse than I thought they were. It must be so bad. Like, because when I don't realise I'm doing it, I don't think I'm doing it. Because sometimes I can do it and not realise that I'm doing it at all, if I'm like distracted or something. So when people point it out when I don't think I'm doing it, that's like, oh, it must be so much worse. Like, I thought it was getting better. So I remember there was one time in my life when I thought they were better, and my mum was like, they've been really bad at the moment, haven't they? And I was like, what? Like, no. Most of the time I do notice when I'm doing them, but I don't like when people point it out when I don't think I'm doing it. But that's not a problem. That's not something that people need to work on. That's just a me thing. The next question is, how would you respond to someone saying something negative about your tics or being negative about them? And when I was younger, this used to really upset me, people saying nasty things about it, because all I wanted to do was hide. Like, I just didn't want people to know that I had them. I wanted to get rid of them, which I still would want to get rid of them. Like, I know a lot of people that say like, no, like, having tics, having Tourette's is a part of who I am. I wouldn't change it for the world, but I would. And I feel weird admitting that, but I would change it in an instant, in a heartbeat. But now I think I've got older, I can just stay calm and ignore them. I've got a lot better at just people saying stuff and it just going in one ear and out the other and just completely blanking it, and I don't think about it again. If it was a friend, maybe, that was like making a joke about it and like we were new friends or something, I'd just say to them, I'd just be like, I don't really like jokes about it. It makes me feel a bit weird, could you just not do that? And then obviously if they carried on, I'd be like, you're gone, you're out. Like, if you're not gonna respect them boundaries. Yeah, it doesn't tend to affect me as much as it used to. It used to make me absolutely sob and really cry at school, wherever I was. And I don't know why I've got better with it. I think I just have to live with it. Like, there's only so many negative comments about something that you can take, about something that you can't change, before you just stop listening. That got a bit deep, didn't it? Right, moving on. So what is my advice to a young person who's just been diagnosed with tics or Tourette's or thinks they might have them? I think just realise that it can get better. Mine have got better as I'm getting older, and I do know in about 10 to 15% of adults, it can get worse as you're going from like adolescence into adulthood. I'm absolutely praying that doesn't happen to me. It might, and I just have to deal with it, but at least from when I was younger, they have got so much better and more manageable, and you feel less weird doing them. Also, I think I feel better about it because I've always been quite mature with them, because obviously it was my tics. I wasn't going to make fun of other people with it, but other people that didn't understand it, you know, when you're like 12, you just ask people, they just be like, why are you doing that? And they mock it, like, why are you shaking your head in that? But now people are older, they don't ask. They understand that something, it might not be something you want to talk about, so people get on with their own business and they leave you to it. And it's so much better. So I think my advice would just be also to find something that makes you really calm and you focus on, and it can take up all of your energy. So I like just doing little things like paint by numbers, and I know that sounds stupid, but drawing or colouring, I can't draw, I don't know why I said that, colouring in stuff. It takes my mind off it, it lets me focus, but when I'm thinking about the tics too much, that's when it will get worse. So I think you just need to find what helps you stay calm, and over time, it's just a thing, after you have had more people talk about your tics and say nasty things, you get more used to it. It doesn't make it any better, it doesn't make what people are saying any nicer, but you get a thicker skin. And another question is, what is the scientific cause of Tourette's? And this is a hard one because I had to do research into this and I couldn't really find anything conclusive because people don't really know. I don't think that scientists really solidly know what causes Tourette's, but there are two sort of ideas. I don't know if they're different ideas or if they're linked. It was really difficult to try and find stuff on it, but there's a part of your brain called the basal ganglia, great name, and it doesn't work right to stop the movement signals passing from the thalamus to the motor cortex. So it leads to involuntary movements happening because it's not suppressing like the extra signals. I also saw something saying about the neurotransmitters, dopamine and serotonin, saying that they have a part to play in it because obviously they're what like transmit nerve impulses. So that's why I think it could be to do with something together. It could be one explanation's the basal ganglia, the other's the neurotransmitters. I'm not sure, but Google it and let me know in the comments if you actually know what it is, because I don't know. Like, I actually don't really know what it is. It's one of the things I never really searched, because I think to me it's like, it's fine knowing that, you know, you've got Tourette's, but I don't really want to know why. I don't know. I can't explain it. I kind of think I just grew up wanting to pretend that I didn't have it, which was impossible. I couldn't pretend I didn't have it. But like in my brain, I wanted to forget that. And another question was, is it linked to any other disorders? And absolutely yes, it has such a high like concordance rate with other disorders. And I don't know the science behind it, but I'm gonna read you out some of the things that it's related to, and I definitely have some of them. So, anxiety, yes, absolutely, yes. OCD, yeah, I used to have like quite intrusive thoughts, but like it was nothing like too bad. And I was like younger and I didn't really understand it. It was nothing too serious. I also used to have some weird things around like food touching, stuff like that, but I'm not sure if that was OCD. I don't know. I definitely was never diagnosed with it, but I think I had some tendencies. Panic disorders, I've never had like a panic disorder sort of thing. PTSD, I don't have that. And then phobias, which I do have a phobia. So I have ended up with like 3 of the main ones that it's linked to, and I find it so interesting. I guess I could see how it's linked to OCD, maybe. No, I can't, because I think OCD is more mind. Like the intrusive thoughts, like you think something, but Tourette's is like you actually physically can't really stop doing something. Like to me, I see Tourette's as more of a physical disorder. Like it's something physically wrong with you. It's not a mental disorder. I think it's a neurological problem. I think that's what it is. But it's definitely, to me, is a physical problem in my eyes, because there is nothing that I can do to change it. I can't go to therapy and like work on it, work through my problems, because at the end of the day, it is a physical thing. I don't know if I explained that very well. I haven't really thought too deep into it, but yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it elaborated a little bit on my last video. I will leave the link to the last video down in the description box as well if you did want to check that out. I actually rewatched it the other day when I was prepping for this video, and that was really weird. I never ever rewatch my YouTube videos. It gives me the biggest cringe ever in the world. I don't know what it is. It's like I say that, oh, I want to be a YouTuber, and then the thought of watching one of my YouTube videos makes me sick. But yeah, on that note, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.